Hello y'all, this is Spartacus 71 to 71 BCE, a 8-player scenario for Age of Empires 2 HD. Spartacus leads a slave uprising in Italy, Sertorius a rebellion in Spain, Gaul plots in the north, and the Pontic Empire marches in the east. It is up to the Romans to stop it or face a new reality. There are 8 players: blue Spartacus, red Crassus, green Gaul, yellow Sertorius, teal Pompey, purple SPQR, gray Greece, and orange is the Pontic Empire. Each player can win on their own, however all but Greece have a team victory option with certain players such as red, purple, and teal winning together as they are the Roman Republic essentially. Different players have varying exclusive units such as legionnaires for the Romans, hoplites for Greece, and Gallic warriors for Gaul. Slingers act as mercenaries in Hispania, and blue gains special troops by raising town centers and special buildings in southern Italy. Orange has units that spawn passively as long as a certain tower is left standing. Now let's get on to the game. The Third Servile War begins, and Spartacus and his comrades lead the fight against the Romans outside of Capua. Gladiators and Raider cavalry join in to aid Spartacus in his hopes of escaping from Italy. Pontus pushes into the Hellespont with their Pontic phalanx and Chalcispides fighting against the Roman station there. From the coast, the Sicilian pirate ships arrive to attack the Roman forces from the sea. Capua falls. Spartacus' forces are now joined by villagers to construct buildings for them, and they are now going to attack the nearby town center of Metapontum, but the SPQR has been quite diligent in building up houses to stop them from getting in so easily. The war in Hispania is slowly heating up, but for now, the Sartorian and Pompeian legionnaires are just keeping an eye on their counterparts' movements. A transport ship from Gaul lands in Italy. Since they are Spartacus' allies, he boards, taking with him some of his companions and some villagers to build up there. A Roman legion arrives outside a beleaguered city of Metapontum to put an end to this slave uprising. It is led by Gaius Claudius Glauber. The gladiators are very skilled, and they have stopped all opposition sent to fight them. This time does not look any different. The Sartorian War has its first battle. Pompey's legionnaires fight Sartorius' legionnaires, and Pompey's troops will come away with a victory here, but not without taking their own large amount of casualties. The Chalcispides of the Pontic Empire launched themselves at the Roman fortifications in Greece. Watchtowers fire their arrows down on top of the orange soldiers, with a mangonel even firing over the walls. Metapontum falls to blue. As a reward, he gets an army of Roman slaves, which now join in to supplement his army that has been taking casualties from assaults from the Romans. And since it is a special town center with the torches around it, it can be rebuilt and will give out resources. Yellow builds some towers to defend his economy, and both sides have been pretty brave now, with Pompey and his lieutenant charging in to attack some of the villagers who had built those towers. They are greeted by Centurions and Sartorius, who has taken the field. Gaul has been pretty passive so far. The only conflict going on right now is one of Crassus's galleys attacking a dock. Emboldened by their victory at Metapontum, Spartacus's army is now moving to attack the town center in the south of Italy, which is Rhegium, but it has been built up and prepared for such an assault with a layer of walls ready for the attackers. Second time's a charm, maybe. Another Roman legion is put together by the SPQR, led by Lucius Gellius Publicola, to go stop the Blue Army. Crixus, Spartacus, and Onamos are now in Gaul, building up a new base. Spartacus pledges to help Green win the game. They have a team victory together. Spartacus can win another way, but if he stays with Green, he will have to defeat a lot more players. There is the flag Spartacus needs to get to win the game. It may be best he's deciding to help Green now, because Crassus is moving in Centurions to defend the area and build up barriers to stop Spartacus from getting there. The very rich Crassus assembles a legion to be used however he wants. He could be moving to attack the slave uprising, or go to help in Greece, or maybe even attack Gaul, or join in Hispania. Sartorius' lieutenant Marcus Proponia Vento escapes from some Pompeian legionnaires pursuing him, who are very determined to cut him down. A group of purple Centurion cavalry probe the blue defenses at Metapontum, but they are just a member of the main force, which is waiting in the back before they decide to to attack it or not. The crafty Gauls are using a mangonel to attack the ground across from their side on the river to make sure any Roman soldiers don't cross without taking some damage. The walls at Rhegium are almost broken thanks to the Raider cavalry and Thracian gladiators, but waiting for Spartacus' army on the other side is legionnaires and centurions. Yellow and Teal are having a standoff in Hispania. It can only be presumed both are trying to build up their forces before they attack one another. Crixus completes his quest, traveling to Octoduron, that outpost. He joins Gaul and summons an army of Gallic slingers and Germanic warriors. Crassus and the SPQR go out for an all-out assault on Blue, attacking him in the north where Capua once stood and Metapontum. In the south, the army that was attacking Rhegium move away from it, ending that siege, and they were so close, yet so far. Skirmish in the Mediterranean. Gallic naval forces attack the docks outside of Massilia, which is held by Red. We may have the first sign of a siege occurring in Hispania/Spain. Teal is attacking one of Yellow's archery ranges. Some centurions are sent out to stop it. They succeed, but Pompey's large legion is looking ominous. A Red army crosses into Gallic territory, rampaging through, destroying a siege workshop and an archery range put up to stop them. Noble cavalry are sent to stop the incursion. They are aided by a companion of Spartacus, Onamos. He is surrounded by Romans. He does not have very high odds for surviving, and he falls in the midst of battle. The war at the Hellespont has become more of a war of attrition, with a marksmanship contest between the two sides. A transport ship intended for the army of Spartacus is destroyed as quick as it arrives. Yellow is going rapidly downhill, with the countryside outside of the main city being completely destroyed, and a monk making off with a relic, with Sartorius now a refuge within his capital city. Gaul takes back their land, but they look to have lost the war on the sea. Greece, with its hoplites and legionnaires, betrays purple. They do not need to have purple to win, they just need to survive for 2 hours, and they now allow orange to cross. Any sort of engagement right now is risky for yellow, and with that said, it is no coincidence Teal is using its army to attack the outpost of Terrico near the border with Gaul. Yellow attacks with assistance from Blue, who has bought some Iberian peltis, aka slingers, but they are very useful. However, they are being rushed and their minimum range is causing them to be killed and cut down. Since the Third Servile War is effectively over, the SPQR is now helping Crassus fight against Gaul, who is using some Gallic slingers. They are very effective against infantry, but as said before, since they have a minimum range, if the enemy gets too close, they have to fall back, and the Gauls move to regroup. A occupied Red is now dealing with the ire of a Gray, who no longer has to deal with purple or orange, and they are now aiding Pontus in fighting against the Romans. Things are looking up for Sartorius. Pompey and his lieutenant are slain trying to purchase some Iberian peltis. Orange Sicilian pirate ships raid Rhegium. If it falls, Blue will get some Roman slaves to spawn from there, and he will be back in the fight for southern Italy. Crassus and the SPQR invade the western side of Gaul, overrunning it, but the main army of Gaul is holding on to the center part of their realm, defeating any of the invaders there, and Greece is moving into northern Italy. If they are left unchecked, they may march onto Rome. Rhegium falls, the nearby land is given to Blue, and an army of Roman slaves spawns. Orange and Gray are working together, but now, even with that, Red is pushing him back out of Mutina. The vengeful Pompeian army attacks Saguntum, breaking through the walls and attacking it. Sartorius joins in the fight, but he is slain, and the city, the town center of Saguntum, will soon fall. The Roman slave army is defeated. The Sicilian pirate ships who had destroyed Rhegium have moved on to Metapontum. Even if the town center is destroyed now, it will provide no army to Blue, but if it does fall, it will deprive the SPQR of resources they may need elsewhere. The path to victory is becoming more clear for Spartacus. His green ally has sent knights to attack the palisades and buildings obstructing the road toward the flag he needs to get to in order to win, but a Roman villager is constantly putting up buildings to stop them. With the land in Hispania lost to Teal, Yellow moves his only surviving villager and military into Gaul. No opposition left to stop them anymore. The teal legions are free to move into Gaul to help red and purple destroy green and win the game. An ambitious amphibious invasion takes place at Rhegium, with the cataphracts of the Pontic Empire being aided by the Sicilian pirate ships attacking Rhegium, but a humongous purple army is there waiting for them, and they are sent in to fight the cataphracts, who are being forced to fight through a choke point. They are aided by the purple navy, who is moving to flank the pirate ships from behind. Teal is coming. They move their army into Gaul in bulk, with their army spearheaded by the elite Pompeian Avacus units. They are going to be greeted by Gallic warriors and mangonels to fight them in the forest area. Green's territory is becoming very crowded, with both yellow and blue and green all constructing buildings within it. The Greeks have another go at Mutina, bringing battering rams, hoplites, and crossbowmen to destroy the town center. Green is constantly falling back to make a defensive position outside of their capital of Bibracte to stop the advance of Teal. The SPQR save Mutina. Now they are busying themselves destroying a sea of battering rams left behind. Spartacus, guarded by a cataphract escort from the Pontic Empire, leaves Gaul, moving to Thrace in another part of the map. Spartacus completes his journey and is now garrisoned inside of the Orange Castle. Orange is the only one with a castle because others can't build them, and everybody is stuck in the Castle Age. Gaul is no longer protecting Spartacus, and so they are now trying to negotiate a truce with the Romans, but they are met with silence. That Roman silence is replaced with a battle cry because Teal is now attacking Green. The attention on Gaul turns to Greece, who, as said before, needs 2 hours to win the game and nothing more if they just hold their two main cities of Thessalonica and Dyrrhachium. The Romans are now marching into their area, and the Pontus Empire has turned against them. They are now moving their armies back to defend their main cities. Orange cataphracts sneak through some of Thessalonica's gates, but the vulnerable town center is saved by the hoplites within. Towers are built to defend the town center, and outside of Thessalonica to the north, the Romans are building a lot of military buildings like barracks, siege workshops, and stables. The eastern side of Gaul is in flames. Pompey's remnant forces and Crassus attack, destroying what was left of yellow in the process. Bibracte is the last source of resistance in Gaul. The Pompeian Avacus attack from one side, and to the other soldiers of Teal are approaching, and they will rendezvous with their comrades. Dyrrhachium and the Thessalonica town center are destroyed, causing the kingdom of Dacia to join the fight. What this means mechanically, Gray will get some new territory and soldiers in the form of noble swordsmen, a Dacian king, and some warriors. If they get more kills and retake their original town centers, Gray will win. Dyrrhachium is safe and defended, but the nearby town center of Thessalonica is not so lucky, with the defenses crumbling and the Romans overwhelming any source of the resistance left. Greece and Dacia are defeated with all their lands and armies destroyed. They fall, and the Romans may now focus entirely on Spartacus and the Pontic Empire. Bibracte burns. Teal gives no mercy to the Gauls, who are effectively now defeated. Spartacus and the Pontic Empire sets themselves up at Thrace. If they will hold until the second hour mark, Spartacus will win alongside the Pontic Empire. The SPQR annexes Greece, and over in Thrace, the Pontus defenders of Spartacus are pushed aside by the combination of Crassus and SPQR troops. Spartacus is attempting to escape through a palisade, but they will not give him any chance to do so. He makes his stand there, still attempting to break through the palisade, but he is losing health as they chop away at him, and he will soon be killed off, and he does, falling and ending any hope of victory for blue. Demoralized by the loss, the Pontic Empire gives up the fight and is defeated, with orange gone. Red, teal, and purple have a team victory, since yellow, blue, and orange are destroyed or defeated. If you like the scenario, check it out in the description. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe.